Thank you very much for joining me. So the North Node is out of your sign. Hey, so we just walked out of your sign with the North Node there. So it's going to be a little bit different. Good news is that Lilith is moving on to Cancer eventually in 2022. So by now you should really have your stuff together. You should really have your things on the right way. So this is where it's a little bit hard to know yourself unless wow, you've got it all. So basically, it's important to have your shoes and socks match. You know what I mean? So what I mean is all the eggs in the right baskets now. Okay, all the friends in the right places. It is the time to have your story told simply and normally without the highs and lows. Right now, if you have any epicness about you or epic expectation or epic failures, it is hard to live in the next few years. North Node in your sign should have left you with at least just a nice goodbye if you had to say goodbye. It should have been a very nice sweetness that it should have left behind. If you haven't said that goodbye yet, say it now. So if you're in a toxic partnership, if you have a bad flow, if you have any diseases or illnesses, or if you're just feeling really unlucky, and if you have something that you're wasting your time with, it's a very nice time to say no. And now maybe it's much easier. So a lot of you guys that don't know how to start 2022 might just have some outdated business that you still enjoy. Maybe there are still partnerships that you're in that you don't have to be in anymore. Maybe you are still not quite welcome in your home, or you still have some problems in your family life, or you're still not sure about mom and dad, or something's confusing to you. Say no, say goodbye, and if you want, you can do it quick. So some of you guys don't have a lot of time to get to know yourselves any further than you have done. So the thing basically that is better to do is to say yes also to the right things and walk out right about now. If you have a quick door manifesting by the end of December, okay, make it so. So the best way to do it is to dream a little bit maybe smaller than you've done in the last year and a half, but to make it real. You know, like, wow, I really want to do this, and just make it. It's not really about the large sums of numbers now. It's not really about the big friends. It's not about the huge opportunity spectrum, but for some people it is, depending on your chart. There's going to have to be a little bit of a lowering, like a lowering of your voice, like a lowering of that energy current in order to make it all run smooth. But if you are very up and down, and if you feel like there is something very crazy going on and you're having like fights or hot flushes, or you have a lot of arrogance and a lot of energy in you or other people around you, it is nice to boil it down to a minimum. Say goodbye to the things or the ideas that you had before, and try to marvel at your life as a nice, complete set. You know, do your socks and shoes match? You know, does it match? Just a nice, complete set. So when you are looking at your life, like Gemini can do this more than other signs can. Understand what is good and what is just maybe not matching, and you can just like throw it out. You know, you don't have to even bother with it. Where you have all the right colors and all the right forms and shapes, there is like a little designer inside of you now maybe. So when you are looking at yourself and your life and how it's manifested, maybe you now already kind of know how to make it better, or how to at least put it into perspective, or where not to put your energy and time, because there is like a very likable quality about you, but there has to be a calmness and a stillness, because we can't really afford to take you with us. We can't really afford to give you things. We can't really help you on this level if you are not calm and wise. So the best type of Gemini at the moment is the one that just have the package of life. You know, I know when to wake up in the morning. I know where to go. The first thing I do in the morning, I do this. You know, the best friend is this. You know, or the best place to be is this. I love going to the park. You know, so there is something kind of preppy and fine. So one of the greatest times of your life, I feel, is coming during this type of year, if you are just naturally modernized and fun. So what I mean is, all your clothes match, all your shoes and socks are together, you know, all your work is done, everything is kind of on point. or it has been needed maybe to be worked out, but you haven't done it, pay somebody to do it. Okay, like, right, I haven't really updated my website or my bank stuff, I haven't really done it. Okay, get someone else to do it. You know, maybe someone else can help you heal something in your body. Maybe it's important to go and see somebody like a doctor or some kind of a nutritionist. It is a good time for that. You know, if you want, you can take people further in your life. So here is a very nice window to get married. It's a very nice window to make a best friend out of a previously good friend. It's also a very nice, almost like a commercial energy to build yourself up to a greater standard. So for example, you have a YouTube channel. Why not invest in some better lighting? Why not invest in some better gear? I got myself a little microphone here, as you can hear. Maybe you have something better to do. Maybe you have an upgrade on even better things. So for example, this is an example, you used to struggle with your endocrine system. Okay, and now you are taking vitamin B and C and other supplements, which has helped you a lot. Maybe you have previously had a friend that used to really struggle with you, but now you are not friends with that person anymore. There are ways in which you can alleviate and also keep things completely alkaline. If you like, you can update your system very easy, especially if you have your sun in Gemini. So one of the luckiest things about us people with Gemini aspects is that we are so likely to benefit from just simplicity. Like for example, I love my pastel colors. So you bring yourself up, okay, I love my pastel colors. I used to wear a lot of grey, black and blue, and now I just love my pastels. I just can't get enough of like a really nice blushy rose. I can't get enough of a very, very nice lavender. So you set up your cupboard full of clothes, right, that you love to wear. It's as simple as that. And you take other things to a charity bin, or you give them to a friend. You know, better not, okay? So sometimes clothes have karma. If you like, you can recycle your materials however you will. So this is the thing. If you want, you can make bricks from them. I don't know, you can make lots of things from clothes. Even you can burn your clothes if you want. So like that's the thing. This is like talking about the karma of clothes. I'm so sorry about this. I shouldn't bring this into this video, but I did. Okay, so magic stuff, witchy stuff. Okay, anyway, natural laws, la la la. So the thing basically about you guys is that it feels so nice to have you prim and prepped. It is so nice to have a good skincare routine. Okay, example. It's so good to have a nice internal system, to have your gut clean. Right now, if you're really struggling with anything, just fold your clothes, put them into the right drawers. Make sure that your carpet, if you have carpet at home, is vacuumed. You know, things like that. Make sure that you're sleeping in a bed that is nice and is not causing allergies. Make sure that you are with the people that you enjoy. Make sure that you are helping each other, that you are happy on the level that you are, and so on. So this is one of the wisest things that you can do, is just order and organize, and that design crispness, that edge, you know, that clarity can actually do you the best at the moment, but it's wise not to be loud. So that's the thing. Why it is not good to be loud. Right now, a screaming Gemini or very determined to change their life suddenly, Gemini. Right, I know what this means. I know what I have to do. At the moment, it is hard to handle. Why? Is because right now everything should be well oiled. All the attention you were asking for, all of that which you were screaming for, as North Node was in your sign, should have already been answered, or should have said no. So it should have already said yes, come, or no. So most of us Geminis that still want to, people with Gemini aspect, still want to make it, still want to do it, still want to help someone, still want to make a certain type of political stance or social, societal change, we don't really know what we're doing. Okay, so a politically or emotionally or, I don't know, psychologically challenged person at the moment who has a Gemini aspect should not try to do anything. At the moment, as we begin 2022, make sure you have a space, a buffer between you and that other you. Okay, so this is hard. Okay, so you have two personalities, for example. One is carefree and nice and knows exactly what to do, and everything is in the right place, and all the cupboards are filled with the right nutrients, and your organs are doing fine, and your kid is going to school, and your dog is happy, and your partner is nice to you, everything's fine. And then the other part of you wants to play the game. You know, it wants to get on Facebook, it wants to post some memes, it wants to get crazy, it wants to get naked with a new person, it wants to shed the previous layers of life, it wants to express itself fully, it wants to arouse, it wants to emote. So all of these really angular parts of you, and I talked about this in a global video too, they're kind of bright, so they're kind of natural things as well, but we have to be very, very, very careful and make a buffer. So sometimes in relationship counseling, people have a buffer. They have a person, like a counselor, that will hear the two people, maybe separately or together in the same room, and help the two understand, come to a certain understanding, right? And then things work out better. You know, they start to be not so emotional or obscene. So maybe you need a relationship counselor between yourself and yourself. So if you are coming out of North Node and Gemini feeling crazy, feeling emotional, beginning of 2022, feeling depressed, feeling deep, feeling sad, feeling sensitive, feeling sensual, feeling crazy, feeling ruckus, feeling fear, all of this stuff can be resolved. Try to get rid of that part at the moment that is making sense of the dark stuff. Like the dark night of the soul, suddenly not having enough, and wanting attention, and wanting to see other people see you speak. Helping yourself to an audience at the moment is fine, but they don't maybe want to hear from you at the moment. So unless you're providing constant advice or constant work, or you're fully like stimulating to people, or you're always in a way stimulating yourself through talking and through expressing, and you are invited to. So you're like a doctor or a teacher or a psychotherapist. Unless you're constantly talking and you're still talking, it is going to be very hard to have these spikes that you are having at the moment later on in your timeline. So when you're looking at your work and your worldview and how things have changed later on in the years, it might be an embarrassing time. It's like, wow, like beginning of 2022, I just wanted to run away. I just wanted everybody to hear my voice. I just wanted to be this one person. And it's incredible, but we have to know when that darkness, you know, is not constructive to us, or where that need to speak and teach and be a therapist to other people can't give you any more. So North Node is not in your sign. Give up. The better thing that we can do right now as a whole, you know, is to give you kindness and therapy. Maybe some people can help you now. Allow that to happen. So there is a passivity that is likely to be true. If you're suddenly feeling very sleepy, if you're suddenly actually on the other side feeling a little bit unsure in yourself, allow another person to help you. Maybe you're doing too much at work. Maybe you need to have help. Maybe somebody else can work for you or help you with your tasks. How nice. Maybe your home is not manageable. Maybe your system is not able to take on all the work that you've set up. For example, you have a huge ranch and you're 65 years old and you're just tired. You're worn down by your own design. So maybe here you have to have your child or another person in your family tree, hopefully, or just another person on the road willing to help you there. So there needs to be some kind of a way somebody else can hold you near and teach you or give to you. It's kind of like being hugged by a mother sometimes. So the best thing that we can do with this type of sky, with Lilith still being in there for you in your sign, is give up and get real. Also, some things you have to know you've done because you were crazy and wild. You know, maybe there were things that you got that you can't support, and a very like bad maybe example, but a very good one to know about. You could have gotten yourself something that you can't take care of now. Example, you got yourself a huge dog for Christmas. You didn't know it was going to grow that huge. It was just a puppy, right? Last Christmas you got yourself a dog, okay? And now this year, you understand, wow, this is becoming a problem. Like, I'm not really the one to take care of a giant animal in my house. I only have a 1-bedroom apartment. There is nothing that this dog needs inside a 1-bedroom apartment. Dogs like nature, which is because they're an animal, right? And we can't make ourselves all that they need because we are not the forest. We are just human beings. Maybe this dog needs somewhere else to live. Maybe you have an uncle with a ranch. Maybe you have a best friend who has a big garden at the back of their property in the same city that can invite you over to help out sometimes. There are ways to teach yourself better. So we have overgrowth or we have undergrowth. Sometimes what the North Node has left you with is too little or too big. And we have to understand, okay, that next objective or this hurdle or this next new phase of me is too large. Or like, I can't give all at my job. I fall asleep at my desk. Or for example, I just don't have enough. I don't have enough. And any enoughs or not enoughs, they all have to be seen now as something that you might need to get through. So if you are left by the end of 2021 with something like as a problem, wow, I don't understand what it is. Wow, I don't understand. I don't know. It's a very, very important step to maturity. And it is there for a reason now. There's a reason for this. You know, so there's a very good reason why you don't have to buy certain things you can't afford now, for example. There is a reason why you can't stay in a certain place. There is a reason why you can't be part of a certain team of people. There are reasons. And also there are knowledges. So the knowledges, I think, are the greater side of things. And knowledges sometimes are like realizations. Like, I can't host a giant party in my tiny flat. We have neighbors, you know. I can't make sense of this for another person, or I can't work out this puzzle for someone else. I can't be there. I can't be the bringer of truth to this collective because I don't believe in myself or in the collective. I can't teach anymore, or I can't show up to this place anymore. So there is something about you guys that has to now start learning and deliberately explaining better things to yourself. If you're really stuck, that is hard. Like, I got fired from my job for a certain reason and I don't know what else to do, or like my marriage has run dry and I don't know how to cook or live by myself. There is something about you that has to learn, and maybe that is the passage that 2022 has already started to provide you. And how to do it now is try to keep things basic and clean. You know, so for example, if you have many things just running around your head, many things running around your system, many things you're not telling yourself, many things you're afraid of, if your nervous system is under siege, it's very, very hard to be here now. It's hard. So why the nervous system is I feel that there is going to be so much pressure in your 12th house with Taurus, North Node, and also Uranus and everything. There is going to be so many people wanting stuff from you that you don't really want to provide or do. Maybe there's going to be so many here and there's like, oh my gosh, I got to drive across the city to get all this done. There's going to be so much disformation if you don't have yourself together yet. So what can we do? Okay, nervous system. So this is about taking maybe valerian root for some people. St. John's wort only for certain people. Chamomile tea, lavender tea, rose tea, hibiscus, you know, herbal blends for certain people. And then also having like your feet in water, so warm baths for your feet, having to stop time, meditation, taking the edge off. If you need, you can do something really crazy, like, I don't know, like do a little skydiving today just to get that edge off. For some people it is that. For other people it is about an emotional deficit being filled. For some people it's about arguments, because for some reason certain people feel so much better after arguments. So there's lots of ways in which you can it depends which level you live on. There's lots of ways in which you can kind of get that stuff out of you, but the main thing basically is to have a nice, normal, natural drive eventually. And where I'm coming from, a nice, normal, natural drive is to have a very simple exactness about you. You open up your wardrobe, you choose your clothes, you go outside. You know, it takes you half an hour maximum to get ready in the morning. Maximum. Very max, including the shower. Yeah, takes me 10 minutes. You know, some people have to do more, but you know, this is the thing. No fuss, clean eating, like no fuss, easy habits, a clean house, an easy bulletproof account, a very, very simple plan. If you can, go into the planning of things before things happen. So before anything gets blown, just simple things. I don't know what to do, I'm depressed. Okay, sort out your laundry. You know, try to clean up, like make sure that you don't have any fungus living in your bed. You know, make sure that you don't have any bad smells in your house. Make sure of it. There's not really that much more I can say at this point. There are lots of people that really don't understand how to take care of anything because everything is in the air. So we don't need you to be the crazy juggler right now, even though some of you guys are very special at that and have been raised to be like that. But there's need to be maybe sometimes also awful and lay down and not want to work anymore. So there is sometimes a start and a stop to a system. So I'm also seeing this for you guys this year around. There are going to be crashes. There's going to be crashes in the system. Like, wow, I had all my money invested here and then the system crashed and I can't do anything. Or my computer crashed and I can't do anything. Or like, wow, I don't know what to say anymore. Or like, my relationship was on hold. Or like, my work is on ice, on the rocks. I don't know what is going on. So then there's going to be some ways that things are going to have to self-perfect. Let another person do it for you. Let an organization do it for you. Let someone else's house or someone else's business provide that for you, because some of the time you are at a limit and we don't want you combusting. So this is one thing about Gemini people and Gemini season in general. When there's too much pressure, when you know you can't go anymore and you're still driving it, you're still trying so hard, there's going to be stuff popping. There's going to be like broken pieces, there's going to be smashed bottles, there's going to be, I don't know, like pop tires, there's going to be bad stuff. And the reason is because the pressure wasn't supported by anything else. So if you want, you can constantly support yourself. One thing I'm doing is supplementation. Okay, so I'm having a hard day, I'm just going to take some vitamin B, C and D, and I'm just going to sit there and sometimes I'll just walk myself through my day inside my mind or in my living space and do something very simple, like I'm just going to wipe down the dust from this sill and I'm going to rearrange the objects on the sill. Nothing bad. I'm just going to water some plants. I'm going to just like leave the world behind and read a little chapter of a book or something like that. There is nothing wrong about having some kind of self-care, because I think that's exactly what it is. Self-care is super hyper needed this year around for you guys. And also understanding what you're gonna do if anything goes wrong. Okay, so that closes down. I also got that. So don't put everything in the one box. If you're playing with investment, don't put everything into the one thing. Okay, you have your Bitcoins or whatever. Don't make it all about that. Like, have other ways to learn. Okay, so right, I have only this person providing me this. Okay, they've left. Okay, I have another person that can help me too. So there needs to be helpers. There have to be guides and guardians. Imagine. They got to be people that know how to do things for you. If you're ever in a hospital, you know, if you're ever out of money, if you ever don't have enough, if there's anything about you that falls. But the way to do it is to have a squeaky clean life and not to have anything introduced into your life from before. So this is the hardest thing about 12th house North Node for you guys for this year and the next a little bit. Sometimes you might have things come back from the past, for example, smoking weed all day, every day, having bad friends over, having bad guides, having bad obsessions, having computer games return into your life, having television return into your life, having toxicity, bad eating habits, bad sleeping habits return into your life. And the reason why I'm saying this is because no more of this, okay, feels better than having it, but something about you might want more. And why that happens is because it's like a kind of like a backwash in life. It's like I can't go forward. I don't know how to ask for help. I don't know what to do with my friends. I don't know what to do with the next phase of my dream. So what happens is a repetitive pattern that you used to be a part of in college or in high school or anything like that can come back. So make sure you don't invite any of that which is obviously bad or stagnant into your world. And also I have to say that you have to be very careful about who and why and what reaches out to you from the past. So like a previous lover, a previous relationship, a previous job, a previous security blanket, anything from the past. But if it was meant for you for some reason, it will make sense. So for example, I've been reached out to by a friend that I met at high school who's now going through exactly the same thing as me right now. So there could be a support network made from the past, but be very careful not to adopt anything that you don't need. Also collectibles, rubbish off the side of the road, okay? Things that other people have said that you don't need to hear, things you don't need in your life, basic things you don't have to have, you shouldn't be having. So that's another thing here, is to make it very real and sure that you are not securing with you anything or anybody that you don't need to be like or have around. So after October, things are going to get mellow and lazy, and for some people it's going to be a slip and slide. So at the moment it might be a little bit cruel and hard, and maybe there's a little bit of cruelty that you might be applying to yourself or other people, but then eventually it is going to lose that edge, and a lot of these things that you are annoyed about or you are feeling annoying about are going to start to come through and come true, and that's going to be a completely different game. But there needs to be a lot of peace and kindness that you are giving to us and yourself and other people, that make you make sense in the community or make you make sense in a relationship. So sometimes you have to really watch out. And when things get easy and suddenly the burden is off, or like some kind of part of your anger or volatility to yourself or other people is gone, there's going to be an easy way to do things and a very, very easy way to stitch things together. But you might lose your compassion. So that is very likely by the end of the year 2022. If you are losing compassion, if you're drifting and you're starting to say bad things again, or you're making bad friends or bad memories, it's important not to do this. So volatility has to go. If you want, you can increase the pressure on your life. So this is what I found. For example, if I'm painting a picture that's very hard to paint, that mellows me out. Okay, if sometimes I go into the mountains and I walk around a bit, it's very hard on my body because I'm not really prepared for that. But the body eventually starts to grow better and help itself learn in other ways. Some of the time you have to have like a humbling truth, not to be a mean person basically, and not to take advantage of others as well, which might be very easy for you come December 2022. So as we go to the end of the year, it might be very easy. And that means a part of arrogance or a part of like possessiveness might come back because some of the pressure is off, but don't let it. So thank you very much, Gemini. Enjoy. If you'd like, check out the caption below. There is my book. So the colored version is digital, the black and white version is physical. If you want, you can have heads up for anything. So this is like the week ahead, different aspects, different conjunctions, the different trines, what it all means, why we're here, what's going on, the global picture for the world, the month ahead, all the different signs, the predictions for each month, everything like that. It's all in the book if you like. And if you want, you can also see me for a reading or something like that. All the stuff is in the caption below. Thank you so much. Enjoy.